Welcome to the fourth episode of Translation of Shakti Vikaas. It's so nice to see that our young generation is also taking interest in these videos. It's quite expected since Swami Someswarananda has explained this in such an easy way that it can be understood by everyone and it is attractive to all. Hope you enjoy as we continue our journey. Hindrances in our mind, how to remove them and increase our inner strength. Few people are afraid of certain situations and want to avoid such situations. But when they are unable to avoid the situation, they feel embarrassed. For example, a little girl can't tolerate lizards. Whenever she sees a lizard in her room, she moves to another room. A person is very upset after he returned from office. Actually, he did a mistake in office, and for that, he had been called by his boss in his chamber. He was afraid that his boss will rebuke him. He was just engrossed in his thoughts how he will face his boss, and he was getting scared of that. Now, how to tackle these situations? Sit and plan how to face the situations. This will help to adjust your mind slowly to the situation and you will have the courage to face it. The girl has to imagine that the lizard is very near to her and in fact she is touching it slowly. And the person has to imagine that he is standing in front of his boss and his boss is shouting at him, but he is calmly facing it without breaking down. Practice 20. If you have some phobia, write them on a piece of paper. Or write a situation which you are trying to avoid since last few days. Then imagine yourself in that situation, the way the girl and the man imagined in the last instance, and face them calmly and learn how to tackle them. Awake your mind's energy. Maybe you have faced certain situations like this that you have to catch a train next day early morning. When you were going to sleep, only one thing was in your mind, that you have to get up early at around 4 am. Next day you found that you woke up on your own at 4 am. How is it possible? By repeatedly thinking, you have yourself ordered the inner layer of your mind that you have to wake up at 4 and your mind just followed it. You can use this power to awaken your mind's inner energy. How? First calm your mind, then order your mind what to do. If you practice this regularly, you can definitely awake a special mind full of power. Practice 21. Sit on a chair, relax, calm your mind and listen to practice 5, or you can calm your mind by just back calculating from 100 to 1. If you make a mistake in between, then start again from 100. Then slowly order your mind. Suppose next day you have an exam and you want to answer your questions in a very calm way, even if the questions come hard in your paper. So, after calming your mind, you order your mind that you will remain calm at exam hall and your mind will not get disturbed or afraid at any cost in the exam hall. You will remain calm. Continue telling this to your mind for at least 3 to 4 minutes. After 5 minutes, you imagine that you are writing answers in the exam hall. Make your imagination so strong that you can visualize that you are actually writing calmly in the exam hall. Practice this for 5 minutes. This will help you. How to face dangers and adversities. There are two ways to face dangers. Number one, without panicking, just be calm. Number two, try to find solutions. Now, how to keep your mind calm in such situations? Number one, think that your fears are just imaginary ones. 2. Question yourself that finding solution to the problem is difficult, but is it really impossible? 3. Calm your mind. 4. Face your fear boldly. Now try to solve it. Number 1. Discover the positive points of that situation. 2. Think how to tackle the negative points of the situation. 3. Calmly visualize the situation and increase your courage to face it. 4. Share your adversities or fears with trustworthy persons. Think, remember who can help you in such situations. 5. Imagine that your dangers have passed away. You have actually overcome them. Practice 22. Think about a situation which came in your life with serious problems or adversities, and at that time you were really in danger. Write that situation, then write stepwise how you overcame it that time. How the steps said before could have helped you in such situations, and in future how will you tackle such dangers and adversities. Write the steps in a stepwise manner and prepare yourself for future adversities. Bring your knowledge or wisdom to action. Imagine you have a vacuum cleaner but you use your mop instead. Then what's the benefit of buying the cleaner with around 5,000 rupees? Similarly, if you have bought a book with money, how beneficial it is to you. What's the benefit of knowledge or wisdom if you don't utilize them in practical? You need practice. Choose one or two such knowledge you have and try to use them. No one knows when danger will come. If you don't keep yourself prepared for that, then it will be more adverse. So to face dangers, prepare yourself from now only. Number 1, by increasing your courage. And number 2, by increasing your skill to tackle the dangers. Focus on these two things. Practice 23. Suppose you are studying BA in past course because you didn't get good marks in your HS exam. Also, since you are not in science stream, you could not even imagine to be a doctor or engineer. You also know you have no chance for higher studies. Then what will you do for your livelihood? Think, What are the areas or skills you can get to improve your chance for getting a secured future? How to build an attractive personality. We have already learned that our actual power is how many people are with us. Nice behavior rather than a nice face is what makes you more attractive. Your personality will become more attractive if you speak with a smiling face, or if you give more importance to the person whom you are talking to, or if you praise the person. If you just keep these 3 points in your mind when you speak with a person, you will be liked by that person, and this will help you to build an attractive personality as well. And if above this you help the person, then you will create a palace on the foundation. You move forward to help them and solve their problems. Let's move to practice 24. Number 1. In last 24 hours, you have met many people, you have spoken to them. Now, think with how many you spoke with a smiling face. Number 2. Your wife cooks at least 2 items regularly for you. That means almost 14 items a week, of which at least 5 items were too tasty and you enjoyed them last week. Now think, how many times did you praise her for that? Number 3. In last 6 days you spoke to at least 40 strangers. How many did you give importance that had made them satisfied? Number 4. In the coming 2 hours, what changes will you bring in yourself to make your personality more attractive? On the path of happy life, you are now settled. You have a good job or a good business. You have a good income. You have your own flat and car. Now you are independent. You can buy whatever you want. You can go wherever you want. In India, 23% of the population are below poverty line. So in that way, you are lucky enough. When you were a child, you didn't have this freedom. You have to ask or request your parents for an ice cream or a chocolate. You had to take permission from your parents to go where you wanted. Now you don't have to take permission. You used to have tension for exams when you were a student. Now you don't have such tensions also. Your knowledge, wisdom, working skill, experience are all much more now. You don't have to worry about money because you have a good source of income. So now you have everything along with your freedom. But have your happiness increased now compared to your childhood days? Do you laugh like your childhood days? Do you mix with all people in the same way you used to in your childhood days? Have your life become very happy now indeed? Practice 25. Flat, car, good job, high position, etc. are just means. Purpose is a happy life. In last 24 hours, how much time did you occupy yourself with these means? And how much time did you occupy with your purpose, that is to remain happy? What changes in your behavior and perspective can make your life happier? Write those changes. Now choose one from them and practice it for 2 hours daily for the coming 6 days. Self analysis of a single day. You are efficiently using all the energies which are visible to you, like proper utilization of your money, cleaning your house, washing, pressing your clothes, and even keeping an eye on the mileage while driving the car. But are you properly utilizing the invisible powers as well, like your mental power? How much are you utilizing your inner strength? Have you practiced all the 25 practices discussed till now? Which column in practice 14 is still left vacant? After 6 days experiment, 11 more techniques have been given in this book. How many of them have you practiced? What was the problem? Practice 26. Number 1. How much benefit have you got after reading this book till now? Have your power, courage, self-confidence increased? Write in percentage. Number 2. How much more benefit could you have achieved? Number 3. How many practices have you done till now with dedication? Number 4. What are the main hurdles that you faced while doing the practices? Number 5. In future, how can you overcome those hurdles? Number 6. Take a decision that in the next week you will try to gain more from these practices. With this, we come to an end of this episode. This time, try to dedicate yourself more in these practices so that before the next episode, you have already attained much of your self realization and self development. Till then, take care, keep practicing, and strengthen yourself.